the Honorable Minister present, members of Amito Foundation, and the Olanians here. A good morning. Yes, it's an honor to host such an important person. A person who has decided to put their weekend on hold to come and share with us. Dear Honorable Anite, welcome to Our Lady of Africa, S.S Namilyango. I know it is your first time, but it won't be the last. Briefly, Our Lady of Africa, S.S Namilyango was established in 2003, and it boasts of around 3,000 students. The unique bit about the students, starting with the sample you are seeing here, we have students from Karamoja to Kisoro, from Maracha. I think Maracha is the last district in the corner. Koboko up to the islands of Lake Victoria. The people from that part, Koboko, Maracha, and all that, may we stand up so that and they are dotted across all classes. It's a mixed boarding school, O and A. And at least when you talk to the members of the foundation, they will tell you that we are a really good performing school. And some of the things we do to ensure that our performance is always excellent, year in, year out, is what we are doing now. This era, it is not all about dissecting the chemistry, the biology, and all that. We have to do a lot to ensure that the young men and women, the parents entrust us with, at least remain focused throughout the year. Otherwise, they may reach somewhere in November and feel like they really shouldn't be studying anymore. But I believe at the end of this session, they will know why they should continue till December, until next year, until they finish university. On my own part, I am Sejungo Samuel. I have been a teacher in this school since 2009 to date, and I don't hope to leave anytime soon. I'm still young and energetic. Yes, I am the Director of Studies in this mighty institution, and I'm here on behalf of administration. We have a number of activities going on. Actually, as we are parking, some members were leaving because there is a staff that has decided to officialize their marriage, and the programs just coincided. So we have to break down, and some administration members represent, others we stay. However, the young men and women in front of you, apart from being from all walks of life, from the poor and the rich, from Karamoja to wherever, to Chisoro, West Nile and the islands, and everywhere, they are mostly senior fives, doing both arts and science combinations. However, most of us here have rarely met or heard from certain other people from different walks of life. Yes, you've heard from mommy and daddy who work in a market somewhere, who own a shop somewhere, but we have not heard from other spheres. So it is the inspiration we are looking forward to, and I am very sure by the time you leave, we will have no other reason apart from study and excel. I'm an English language teacher. I can take up the whole day speaking, but it is not my day. So may we give a thunderous hand clap for the minister. May we give a thunderous hand clap for the members of the Amito Foundation that made it happen. And for all of us who are here, including you. Thank you, MC. I'd like to hand over the microphone.
Very much. Please clap for our DOS. Thank you very much, our DOS. I think now we are officially here, and we have the basis within which we have a right to appear in this institution. Thank you for welcoming us, and warmly at that. Our DOS ensured that when we got here, we had a tour around this institution, and he's been letting us know of the different infrastructure. Honorable, the last time I was here, I was telling the DOS that we were launching a rule of law club, and now we didn't have that hall, and the hall is there. But he has told us in the next 5 years they want to put up a skyscraper so that you can see Kampala from Our Lady of Africa, because they are Our Lady of Africa. So, DOS, thank you very much for that. I would like to, in a special way, to also thank you, Honorable Yobi, and the neighbor right to you there is a serious advocate. She just walked in while you were taking your seat. But all right. Oh, yeah, it's back on. Thank you. So, I was just saying that the time that you're going to have here, I can assure you, it's not going to be the same. Because the people you're about to listen to have been in there, they've been where you are, and you're coming to where they are. So I hope that you take it as an opportunity to learn and engage and be better leaders. Today we are here, Honorable, as Team Amito Foundation, purposefully, to ensure that we empower tomorrow's leaders. Honorable, you've been very pivotal on that message. As somebody who assumed leadership at your very young age, people tend to say that when you say young, then the Honorable is getting old. No. Honorable gets younger by the day. But we want to foster these young minds into empowering them into tomorrow's leaders, fostering innovation, because we know that, education is becoming very innovative. So we want to foster that, but also leadership, because without leadership, then we are like a fish that is rotting from the head. And then we want to ensure that there is civic engagement. Not so many of these students have had an opportunity to meet Honorable or even hear from her. They only hear from her when she's in Kapeka, telling us about industries. But today she will be speaking to us about leadership. So before we go any further, I would like to introduce and welcome the Executive Director of Team Amito Foundation, who thereafter will invite the co-founder to speak to us. Ms. Noreen, Honorable Ms. Noreen is an OG of this very institution. She's an OG of this institution. She studied from here, but she has elevated through and she's coming back to give back to her school. So Ms. Noreen will be speaking to us about the Team Amito Foundation, what it stands for, and majorly, directly why we are here. So I'd like, without further ado, I would like to take this opportunity to invite Noreen. Noreen, please clap for Noreen. This lady here has ensured that she calls Honorable, she texts people, she sends emails, and today we are here. Please clap for her. She has worked tirelessly. And she happens to be the Executive Director. She'll be telling you about Team Amito. Some of you already want us to come back again, even before we start.
Thank you very much, our MC, for that day. Good morning to you all. I guess I'd already greeted you guys earlier on, but I think it wouldn't stop me from doing that again. I'm happy to be back home, and I have no regrets. I'm happy that maybe the school will get to be proud of me, and maybe some of you, instead of picking a leaf, you'll definitely get to pick the entire branch and do similar thing maybe in years to come or something of that sort. I believe we are all A-level students here, right? Form 5s and Form 6. I am Noreen Megolonyo, Executive Director, Team Amito Foundation. Where are those from northern part of Uganda? Pililili. Again, Mopera. Yes, that song identifies us. And I'm sure they're going to play it afterwards. Honorable, you know that song, right? We are going to dance to that afterwards. Anyway, that is not the main thing, but yes, I'm from northern part of Uganda, a proud actually, and here I am. Now, what's Team Amito Foundation all about? Team Amito Foundation, just as our theme states, empowering tomorrow's leaders, fostering innovation, inclusivity, and equality. When you talk about equality, at this point, so many people mention it that the boy child has been neglected. So do not be surprised to see yourselves here, because in most cases, when you bring in mentorship programs, they only invite or involve young girls. But this time round, Team Amito Foundation is not exempting the boys, because we believe we can do this together. It's a collective responsibility without leaving any gender behind. We look at empowering young people. I always look to J. Kennedy's statement, ask not what your country can do for you, but rather ask yourself what you can do for your country as a citizen. So many young people forget of their responsibilities. What are your roles towards serving your people in the community? How can you actively participate in matters concerning your country? It's not really a must that you have to have money to bring changes in your communities. No, you can write articles when you see that something wrong is happening. There are increasing cases of teenage pregnancy. You as a citizen of Uganda, you as a patriot, what is your role? Can't you pick that paper and write an article, go to New Vision and ask them to publish it? Aren't you playing your roles towards serving your people in the community? Aren't you adding an impact? Now this is what Team Amito Foundation is looking at. We look at empowering young people. We look at making them think outside the box. Besides school, what can you do if you're outside school? Are we together? So yes, basically that is what we're going to do. And we are based in Lamo district. I think some of you know that because it's an entire day session. We have the morning session and afternoon session. And so as the team members get here, actually when I invited our guest, now for Honorable Minister, you know she has a very busy schedule. But when I invited her, she was like, hi, Noreen, today is actually even going to be my friend's birthday, but anything concerning young people, I will not hesitate to come and be part.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Latigi Lamaro Fiona. I am a founding member for Team Amito Foundation and currently sitting as the chairperson for the board. I'm very happy to be here. It's actually my first time, so I'm excited. It's good to see all your excited faces. Just maybe a brief before maybe I give my other founding member. Team Amito is actually a youth organization, so we are more about working with volunteers, youth, who just want to make a change in their community. So we are mostly, as you can see, we are mostly young people, yes. But of course, with time, we have to leave the leadership for the younger people because we won't be youth forever. So that's how we have a transition program. We always have to also uplift others to be able to take on these positions. But thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Good morning. I'm by the name Zoto Kenneth Kelvin, a software engineer by profession. Yeah, not everyone is a lawyer here. So I'm very happy to be here. We're going to have a nice day. I'm very grateful for the Honorable Minister for gracing this day with you. So let's have fun, let's interact, let's mentor each other, let's enjoy today. Thank you.
We also have a team of volunteers that also come and work with us as Team Amito Foundation. We'd also love them to introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ajok Lucky, a medical student in my 4th year, 2nd semester, almost done. Yeah. I'm a volunteer at Amito Foundation. I'm so excited to be here. It's really a good moment to go back in high school. Thank you.
Hello guys, good morning. My name is Alan Atkwase. I'm a lawyer in making. I'm a student of law at Islamic University in Uganda. I've come here with the Team Amito Foundation as a volunteer and purposely to contribute to today's noble cause. Thank you. Very, very powerful, eh? Otto, you said you do what? I've already forgotten. That's how powerful your profession is.
Software engineer.
Software engineer. Software engineer. Please clap for Otto. Otto, I've already told the students I'm going to come back here. I'm going to, honorable kids are in senior 5. They speak very, very eloquent English. They are very astute students. They are very smart. They delayed because some of them were doing makeup. So, as you can see, and they told me that they like very neatly cut hair. Yeah, I told them that the honorable is always smart, as you can see. Yes. So I'm going to enroll next year to join senior 5 so that I can be a software engineer. Please clap for me. I am back here next year. But Team Amito, thank you, Team Amito. They have doctors, they have lawyers in the making. Eh? Who doesn't want to be part of Team Amito? I think it is a point. If the registration is going around, please make it a point to register with the registration list that is going around. Thank you for letting us know what Team Amito Foundation is about. They have also told us that they're about young people and they want to see how we can make change. I have already told you about the list of the guest speakers that we have today, and one of them is a good friend of mine who happens to be somebody I have seen through, I think, her law school. Me, I've not told you what I do. Me, I'm a moderator, guys. Me, I'm not these serious things, lawyers. Honorable Minister, you know, the minister is my OG. She went to the most beautiful university in Africa, Uganda Christian University. Please clap for that university. She's my OG, that is how I am also. The other side, by association, Uganda Christian University. From here you cross over, don't go very far. Don't go very, here you cross over, things will be nice. So it gives me joy to invite a good friend of mine who also, in a very special way, she has done tremendous. I've told you, what contribution are you making, right? What contribution are you making? So I just had to make sure that I'm going to make mention of everything she has done. They've told you about making contribution. How many of you read New Vision? New Vision. Don't we have newspapers here? President, we have a newspaper point, right? So I indulge us, even after a year you go and read what? Newspapers. Because this lady, you will read her articles. Somebody say articles. She was rated among the young under 40. 40 under 40. So Patience Pony is a lawyer, a young lawyer in Uganda and a youth leader in Uganda. She's a member of the European Union Youth Sounding Board of Uganda. She's currently advising that board on thematic areas on gender equality and human rights. She's also extremely determined, and she has demonstrated her outstanding personality, traits in leadership and competences through a number of spaces that she influences. Patience Pony is also spotlighted for her activism against gender-based violence. You know, it's a very, very prevalent thing. In West Nile, in Uganda, she has distinguished herself, right, as an exceptional, please, by the time I say these things, aren't you all excited and waiting? Well-researched, right, in matters of leadership, gender equality, policy, social justice advocacy, and she's also a soon advocate of the High Court and all subordinate courts there too. Please welcome with me Patience Pony, are you cool to address you this morning?
Thank you so much, Peter. Good morning. Honorable Minister, I greet you. It's a pleasure to be here, not for the first time. I have the honor of calling the Honorable Minister Big Sister. She will tell you about that later. But I know she was supposed to speak before me, and she requested that I should speak first. She has only been seeing me speaking on videos. Today she's seeing me in action. I hope I don't disappoint. Anyway, I was at Bishop Cipriano Chihangire, which is a sister school of Our Lady of Africa. I think they have the same policies, same discipline, and same academic excellence. Yes? But today I don't know how Team Amito selected the panel, because I am also from West Nile, from Koboko, and I don't know, do we have people from Koboko here? But I grew up in Arua, so I also look at people from Arua. Any from here? Okay. Yeah, there are so many. So like Peter introduced me, I don't want to spend so much time on that. I know Peter from Debate Society Uganda, because during my high school I was a debater, but also at the university I did law, as he had explained. I was told to talk about handling or navigating pressure in academics. But before I get to that, I just want to briefly tell you about my journey in high school. While in high school, I was very active in leadership. In Bishop Cipriano Chihangire, I was the court secretary, and then at some point I was the speaker of the Youth Alive Club, and then I was a debater in the national debate team of the school, where we won a number of accolades for the school. I was the president of the Writers Club. That's where I would always write articles from school before coming outside and now writing in New Vision and in the Daily Monitor. He missed out on the Daily Monitor. And I'll tell you a very small story about that at a later time. So still while at school, beyond being a writer, a debater, and being in the Youth Alive Club, a prefect, a part of, we had Mentor. I don't know if you have Mentor in your school, or if they've ever visited you, the mentorship and empowerment program for young women. I was a part of the Mentor Club, and also Interact Club. I was a part of Interact Club in 2 phases. The first one, when it was first suspended for being very stubborn, and then we became organized. We became very disciplined and had to lobby for the school to allow the club to be reinstated. So while at school, in the midst of all these leadership positions, I still had to read hard and pass. And you'll ask me how. I just want to give you 3 things, because you are A-levelers, and that means you don't need so much of the history from senior 1 and the fear of being, a fresher in the high school and whatnot. So for my senior 5 and senior 6, what I did was setting a goal. It's important to set a goal. I'm seeing some people writing, and I feel like they've already started setting goals, But if you're not writing and you trust your head, it's still fine. So when I joined senior 5, I still went to the same school, Bishop Cipriano. My first goal was that I want to get 20 points. I didn't know how, but I really wanted to get the 20 points. And in A-level, I did arts, I did literature, I did economics and divinity, stroke sub-math. But then when I was doing divinity, I found it a bit hard. So I went to our Dean of Student Affairs and I told him I want to change to history. And he told me, do you want to leave a subject of God and you go and do the worldly subjects of history? So I went back and sat and I'm like, okay, let me continue doing my divinity. But divinity still was a very good subject, just like history was. So I continued with divinity, and with my goal of 20 points, the next thing that I had in mind was management of my time. You had to manage your time between being a prefect, a leader, or a volunteer, and reading, but also attending activities like this of Team Amito Foundation. This activity, in as much as it's going to take a full day, it's going to add over years of success to your life. Just by sacrificing 8 hours of your day, sitting here, listening to people, and writing down some notes. you're going to add more years of success into your life, just like the Honorable Minister will even tell you, you know. So that means when I was in A-level, I had to balance my time. If we had visitors from outside, I would sit down and listen to those visitors. And then when it was time for night preps, weekends, I would have to balance with also entertainment, because trust me, you have to have fun in high school. I hope you guys are having fun, because outside there, adulthood will calm you down. Things will be hard. But anyway, it will be still hard and nice. So in high school, I made sure I had fun. Remember, you're the elders at school. So make sure the senior ones, the senior twos, when they look at you, they feel like they want to reach A-level. They're seeing you having fun. When there is kadanke, dance yourself. Dance properly. Sing those songs that the DJ plays. Enjoy them, you know. And then when it's time for school and class, make sure you're active. So for me, I was always active in class. Even before the class, I know we're going to speak about maybe a particular topic. Just have something about that topic. And in class, you give answers. Or at least you ask a question, or you contribute. Because when you're quiet, you might not understand. But also when you're quiet, the teacher will never remember you. Okay? And the reason why Team Amito is here is to show you that you can be an exceptional young person, an exceptional leader. In order to be remembered by your classmates or your teachers, you have to have a legacy that you leave, okay? So that means beyond setting your goals of either 20 points and then managing your time well, knowing that you have to have fun, eat your meals, of course, you make sure you balance also with the books. Then the very last thing is being a very social person, you know. I know that there are people who are very calm, and it's okay, be calm that way. But you just talk to a few people, because the network in your class right now is going to be the one that will help you outside. I had friends, not even friends, I used not to talk to them, but I would see them doing things, doing their legacy, being stubborn in a modest way without having to be suspended, of course. But then also those who are quiet. And today we talk like we were very good friends in high school. So your network is very important, okay? So those are the three things that I did. And because of the goals I set, by the time I was sitting my senior 6, I excelled as the overall best candidate in boarding school. You know, I had 18 out of 20 points. So 18, thank you so much for clapping. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. But it was nice going in the newspapers and seeing your name among the national excellent leaders and, you know, academic giants, as they say. But what am I trying to say? When you set your goal to shoot the stars and you don't hit the stars, you will at least fall on the clouds, or you fall somewhere on a skyscraper. But imagine if my goal was to get 10 points and I got 10 points. You know? So what am I trying to say? Make your goals higher than even what you can achieve. If you feel like you want to achieve 15 points, which is actually still fine, but it's about how you've been passing. You need to know your strength and know that economics this time was a bit hard. So I think let me put my goal at 5 points out of 6. And then you get 4. Trust me, that is good. And you should be very happy for yourself, you know. So in the end, really balancing this pressure is that once you have your time managed well, you know your priorities and your goals straight, especially for A-level. A-level, you don't have time to I don't know, you don't have time to waste, because right from senior 5, you're already planning for senior 6, right? And when you're in senior 6, you're either going to get a decent course to do in university, that means you have to get 2 principal passes, and you get a university course, or that means you have actually not achieved the target of a senior 6 ideal student. So you need to really balance that out. But anyway, I don't want to bore you so much with all this. Just have those 3 in your mind, and trust me, you will look back, and when you join the university, you will be able to do a course that you like. For me, I wanted to do law, and so when I went to the university, because of being the overall best student, I was given a government scholarship at Makere University Business School to do a business course. But remember, my goal was to do law. So I had to stick to it. I had faith in God, and I also believed that I would actually do that law. Irrespective of how expensive the course was, or for 4 years, my friends after 3 years were graduating, I still stuck to my goal. And as a young leader, the most important thing is having a goal. When you go in a community, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the head prefect? When you go to university, do you want to be a guild member of the council? For me, I was the guild speaker at Uganda Christian University, so I'm also an OG of the Honorable Minister and Peter. So of course, other universities are very many in the country, but choose what you want to do, set yourself to that goal. And also when I joined the university, I knew that I wanted to be a leader, but I didn't know how that would be. So you just had to wait when the process was rolled out, the same things that I told you, managing your time well, being able to network. Now the friends I had in high school were my campaign managers. Can you imagine? People I didn't know then, but who were just talking lightly. They took it so serious, they took it personal, as we say, that they had to, push for me to get into those positions. And also, very lastly, because I wouldn't want the Honorable Minister to get late for her next engagement, is that it's important to leave a mark in whatever you do. Don't do things just for what they are. Do things so that you're so good at it that someone else who is seated in another room and you're not there will think about your name first. Imagine among the ministers that we have had, when you talk about investment, the first minister you have in your mind is Honorable Minister Anite, right? Because she has done her work so well that I feel like the shoe is so big that if we ever had another minister after her, they would have to match her energy. This is a minister who does TikTok videos for investment, who speaks about investment wherever she goes. She breathes, she eats, she lives investment, So, just like they introduced me, wherever I go, I breathe, I live and move leadership and access to justice. In any room, people look at me or they mention my name and they're like, access to justice, call patience. Why? Because that is the thing I have done every day. Even when I'm praying to God, I'm like, whose justice am I speaking for today? Which woman, which young boy has been, harmed somewhere else and needs legal aid? Even if it's not me going to court for them, I will refer them somewhere. But also knowing your strength. Your strength could be art, in drawing. My cousin was in this school. I stay with him. He's at Chambogo University now. It's called Ayanyaki Innocent Peter. I don't know if any of you remember him, but he just competed in the last lot. And he passed and went to Chambogo, but then he does art. His art is so good that he can even draw when the light is dim, and you would still recognize that he has drawn someone. So if you're good at art, be so good at it that when they bring other artists in the same room with you, they're not looking at your work as something small. They are now comparing notes. They're saying, oh, you drew your eyes very well. For me, I drew the hands well. You're now comparing each other in a good way to build collaboration. Just like if any other minister of another country came for investment and was seated with Honorable Anite, they would definitely compare notes. So how can we, improve main roads in Uganda? How can we do this? Or another lawyer. So make sure you choose your niche. If it is speaking, those debaters, writers, literature students and whatnot, be so good at it, even in your subjects. So once again, as we conclude, is that even in the subjects that you do, let's say it's divinity, and you're good at divinity paper 1, be so good at it that someone who is good at divinity paper 4 just wants to compare notes with you so that you all excel. Are we together? I feel like I'm sounding like a teacher, but anyway, thank you so much for listening to me, and please balance life, have fun, pass, but above all, be so good at what you set yourself to do that you're noticeable, because young leaders are noticeable, even when they are quiet, even when they are loud, in whatever way you choose to lead. Thank you so much.
Wow. One more round of applause for Patience. Every time I'm in a room where Patience is speaking, I feel like we're about to take over the next generational leaders. Please clap for Patience. That's very powerful. One of the things that I think Patience has talked about that stands out today as we speak is, what are you doing about yourself? So it took me back where Patience said she was a writers club president. And I want to ask you that question. What are you doing in your senior 5 right now? We've been told we have a president. You might not be a president, but you can be a class leader. and in that you can make a difference. Patience has said, you need to manage your time, right? You need to manage your time. Are you the guy who wakes up? Honorable, we've been told that here they have, what? Tempo what? Tempo run. Not the one on the phone. Eh? Not the one on the phone. But they have tempo run. Are you a leader who wants to go through tempo run? Eh? Or you want to be the leader that manages time? And she has also told us that you have sacrificed this time to add so many years of success on your life. And I think for me, the way you will do that is taking her advice and putting it to good use, right? And lastly, she has also told you that some bit of fun, so sometimes you can, wind down the day by dancing. Don't be too tough on yourself, right? And conclusively, she has also told you about networking. Some of you have classmates who come from Northern region, Western region, Eastern region. What are you doing about your network? Because I can assure you out here, your network is your net worth. I would like to take this opportunity to invite our co-founder. So in case she tells you, what is the one thing you people don't know about me? Because I've cheated so many. I've told you she went to UCU. Now I've cheated that she knows she's a good dancer. I've talked to you about investment. So you need to pay attention. They might ask you a question and you're not in the know. But I would like to invite our co-founder, Team Amito Foundation, to do us the honors of inviting the Honorable Minister to address this gathering today about the Minister will be speaking to us about the importance of good leadership and governance. I have already told you that the Minister was a member of Parliament at her earliest, just after university. You see, I'm still cheating exams. Please clap for our co-founder who will invite to us the Minister.
Thank you once again, Peter. Good morning once again. It's really my pleasure to introduce Honorable Evelyn Anite, who is the State Minister for Privatization and Investment. She has extensive knowledge, of course, in government, and she's very committed to principles of good governance and leadership, and this can be seen in her extended track record in being the State Minister for Youth. She really, she's the first State Minister for Youth that I saw being in all these youth events and being very instrumental in our development, actually, because she was State Minister when I was at my university, and I remember looking up to her and wondering, how can I be there? Because she was so young while she was in her position, but I'm actually very pleased to be in her presence today. And she has really advocated for transparency, accountability and integrity in her work. And today she'll share her insights on the effectiveness of effective leadership, shaping our communities and our future. And I know that whatever she's going to discuss with us today is going to be very instrumental in our development as, people who are in their A-level going into university, but also people who are looking into being leaders. I know most of you here are leaders in your different positions, even just within your families, you're most likely to be leaders. So each and every one of us is capable of being a leader. So I would love to invite her to share her insights on this. So please join me in welcoming Honorable Evelyn Anite to us.
Thank you very much. I do respect the high table. And young people, how are you? If you're feeling high, tell me high. Now that's the spirit, okay? I'm going to have to even move up to in there to be talking to you because I want you to first and foremost know that I am a human being like you, okay? Once upon a time, I was your age. Who can believe that? Yes, I was once upon a time in A-level, but before A-level, I was in a nursery school. Did I really go to nursery school? No, I actually skipped nursery school. I skipped nursery because I was born in exile. Uganda was not peaceful. There was war. So my parents gave birth to me in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Just like my sister here, I'm a Kakwa. She's actually my sister. Her father is my brother. You can see leadership runs in the family. And I really wish her well. I want her to become MP and also a minister. That's my wish for her, and she will. And you'll be like, oh, she was here. So my mother, during exile, she ran to Democratic Republic of Congo, and that's where she was only 17 years. That's when she got pregnant. Because she was struggling, she dropped out of school, life was very difficult, and she was a fishmonger. But this woman who has inspired me to be who I am and made me who I am today, from being a fishmonger, from dropping out of school and giving birth to me at the age of 17, she worked so hard and she became the best transport and logistic officer in the whole of Uganda. Today, my mom works in the biggest gold mine in Democratic Republic of Congo. She's a Ugandan proper, but she understood the language, and so she lives between Uganda and DRC. She's a businesswoman. So, I skipped primary school, nursery school, and went straight to primary 1. And my mom converted from Islam to Christianity because she needed to keep her husband. Because of competition, she had to make sure she actually outcompeted all the other 5 wives that my father had, and she became the only woman and got wedded to my father. So it is strength, running from strength to strength, and she was wedded. And she made us to all get saved when we were young. So the first thing when I speak to young people is to tell you that your body is the Lord's temple. So please repeat after me, my body is the Lord's temple. And I love the women, the young girls telling the boys and the boys telling the girls, because they are the ones who like messing with each other's body. So please turn to your neighbor and say, my body is the Lord's temple. Don't mess with me. God's property. I am seeing you not telling your neighbor. Please tell your neighbor, my body is the Lord's temple. Don't mess with me. God's property. So, I'm going to sing for you. I'll start with singing your song, and I'll tell you about my history, and then I'll go straight to the leadership, how you can become a good leader. So when we were young, we used to say, my body is the Lord's temple. Don't mess with me, don't mess with me. God's property, God's property. My body is the Lord's temple. It's me a little bit. Okay? You need to slay. Because the Lord's temple, you have to eat the Lord's temple. So you have to do that. Because, is somebody listening to me? Yes. Very good. So why you need to feel good about your body is such that nobody can mess with you at this age. Many people get pregnant and drop out of school. Many young boys, they don't continue with their school because they become fathers when they're children. Okay? When I was growing up in Arua, I was actually raised in Arua. I'm a Kakwa, just like Pony, and many other Kakwas in the room. But I was raised in Arua. Arua is and was our biggest town. So we all moved in, because of rural-urban migration, we all moved to the urban area. At the time, the only urban area was Arua. So we moved to the urban area, and my parents raised me in Arua. I went to Arua Hill Primary School. From Arua Hill Primary School, Idiofe girls, and there are orgies in the room. Then from there, Muni girls, and then Uganda Christian University. But that was not enough for me. I said I want to go to the best university in the world. And I want to tell you, I made it. I first went to Tufts University, which was very near to Harvard, and I said, no, I cannot just be a visitor. And I watched Harvard University from a distance. I must go to Harvard. And I want to tell you, I went up to Harvard University. So my first So you have to set your goals. My sister Pony told you, you set your goals so high and you work towards it. Leadership is about setting high goals and working towards those goals. I want to tell you, even Anite, who went up to Harvard, once upon a time I failed. How many of you have ever failed in the class and repeated? You failed. You failed. Very good. Don't be shy about it. Because failing is learning, and then you wake up and you walk again. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why it is. When you fail, you should not give up. It is part of growth. It's part of leadership. You set high goals and high ambitions. I told you in Arroy Hill Primary School, when I was in senior 1, I decided to get saved. From Arroy Hill Primary School, I used to be very stubborn. Very, very, very stubborn. Like you can hear it. Very stubborn. Who is very stubborn? Who has been chappered for being stubborn? Yes, yes, yes. Even your president has once upon been beaten for being stubborn. That is part of growth. Senior 1, you are terrible. So senior 1, I decided that I'm tired of being beaten for being stubborn. I decided to get saved. And I overdid it. So, how many of you are born again here? Yes. Now I'm going to talk to the born agains first before I talk to the ones who are not yet born again. Please don't overdo it. You know how you can be born again and everybody is satanic for you? Me, I don't want to talk to those people that are the devil's agents. Or you say you pray until something happens. I want us to be born again, but let us read the book of Acts. The Bible tells us faith without action is useless. So for me, as a born again in senior 1, I devoted all my energy in praying. When the math teacher is coming, I exchange the door with the math teacher. I'm saying I'm going to pray. After all, God tells me, if you're a child of God, you'll always be the head, not the tail. When the teacher asked me, I said, no, I'm a child of God. I'll always be the head, not the tail. First term, from being number 3, second term, I went to number 20. Third time, I was second last. I already failed. Senior 1, my parents said no. My mother said my child cannot be a failure. I know that she is intelligent. It is the school that did not do enough to beat her to be in class. My mom put it on the school. And I said, yes, mommy, you're right. Because the teacher did not beat me. When I told the teacher that I was the head, where is the dose? The dose is there. You need to tell the students the right thing and do counseling to the students. Because for me, I was not counseled enough. So, as a child, I emphasized on going out for outreaches and preaching and reading the Bible. I was always waiting for the prep time. Before prep, what are we doing? We're doing preaching. And I will be on the podium preaching the word of God. Jesus said his children will never be the same. Don't worry about reading. You will pass. Not true. You have to read. You have to read. So when I failed in senior 1, my mother said no, and she took me to another school. She took me to a Catholic school, Idiofe Girls. So when I went to Idiofe Girls, I had to read extremely hard. Because they told me now, and I was looking for the dose because my mother gave me to the headmistress called Sister Susan, and the dose called Uni Mr. Buni. They told me, Anita, you will not go to church. You will study until you pass. Because they knew I was a bright kid. I want to tell you the good news. I went to senior 2. I read, concentrated on my books. I only went to church on a Sunday and prayed and kept myself holy. But senior 2, those who were number 1, I scattered them from their position. I became number 1. So from that time, I took my academics serious. I became chairperson, debating club, just like my sister. So leadership, you start from an early age. I became a chairperson, debating club. I became a health prefect because I love to help people. I don't like to see other people suffering. So and then I'm like, no, I have to help the students. to also be, to support themselves. So the health prefect is supposed to be the one going, taking them to the dispensary. Do you have a dispensary? Yes. So I would be the one to make sure that the kids are treated. So, because the topic given to me is the importance of good leadership. And I will tell you this. It's very important to start it from your foundation. I run a Sunday school in my house for my 2 children because I want them to be good leaders. My motto was, in primary school, I still remember it, hard work pays. That is in Arua Hill Primary School. But when I was in Ethiopia Girls, the motto was, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That was our motto. So if you're hardworking, it will pay. If you read hard, you'll get 18. If you work hard, you'll go up to Harvard, the university where the richest men in the world have gone to. Okay? So that's the University of the Microsoft, the University of Bill Gates. They went to that university. Even President Obama, the former president of US, that's where they went. So you have to make sure that you aspire for the most powerful universities. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to bring back your attention. Don't worry about those bodyguards of mine. They're not coming to do anything to you. If you work hard, you'll be escorted by bodyguards. You know, the ones who escort me are the ones who escort the president, because he gave it to me because of working hard. I needed to be protected. So hard work pays. If you're happy and you know it's a hooray. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it's a hooray. Hooray! If you're happy and you know and you really want to sow, if you're happy and you know it's a hooray. Hooray! Say Amito. Now, I want to conclude. I want to conclude because I know the young people, they want fast stories. So, when I wanted to become a leader, I had to be trained. So for you to be a leader, some leaders are naturally born, some of them are by training. So if you feel you're a natural leader, how many of you feel they are natural leaders? Natural leaders. You just feel there's a leadership instinct in you. Me, I am a natural leader. I want to ask that lady, why do you feel you're a natural leader? Just come quickly to me. That one. Come. I want to hear. By the fact that you have clapped for her, that's a truth that she's a leader, isn't it? Come and tell us. Come and tell us.
Good afternoon. Yeah, the reason why I feel I am right to be a leader is because I have the confidence and because I care for everyone. You have to care and know what people are going through.
Sit right here, sit here, because you've earned yourself 50,000. You're confident. Give me an email. Listen to me. Confidence is number one. You have got to be confident. You have got to be brave. You have got to be authoritative. Ladies and gentlemen, young boys and girls, I need to tell you, in the Uganda of today, if you're not confident, if you're not brave, if you're not authoritative, you will not succeed in Uganda today. The reason is very simple. The corrupt have become very powerful. They are stealing your future. They are stealing your future because they will steal with impunity. So for you to face them as a leader, you have got to be confident. Have you seen me fighting with the corrupt? I fight with the corrupt, whether they are older than me, whether they are fatter than me, whether they are men, I don't care. I tell them, you're a thief. Stop stealing the future of young people. Now, To be an authentic leader, it's just not leader. It is to be an authentic leader. You have to be very confident. You have got to be brave. You've got to be truthful. I want somebody to tell something that I have not said, that an authentic leader has to be. Just one hand. I picked one gentleman. I'm looking for a boy. Authentic leader, please tell me.
In order to be an authentic leader, you must be honest, considerate, kind, and willing to sacrifice yourself for the needs of others.
I'm going to reduce it, I'll divide it for many more people. I'm going to reduce it to 2020 and I want to give all of it out. Okay? But now, I'm going to be asking you the question. Because I want us to appreciate leadership. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen to me. So I'm just going to tell you more things. So my friends, I want to urge you to be serious with your academics. Because the world of today is waiting for those who are prepared. If you're prepared, opportunities will get you. Some people say it is just my luck. Luck is equal to it's hard work, sharp eyes, and preparedness to seize the opportunity. If you are ready and prepared to seize the opportunity, you will actually succeed in your life. Who will think that me, after being born in exile, I did not study in the capital city like many of you have done. I did not study, you're studying next to the capital city. You're in Mukono. Isn't this place in Mukono? You're in Mukono district. But I studied in rural areas. We did not have electricity. West Nile was connected to the national grid just yesterday. We started using candles. But I worked so hard from that rural area. And I have surpassed every day. I tell my colleagues who are born in Kampala, I tell them you're lucky that I was not born in Kampala. If I was born because I was born in exile, I have surpassed all of them. So imagine if I was born in Kampala, I would be the president by now. I know it. Because it is about being hard working and staying focused. Just be focused and confident. And be yourself. Now the next question is, because the person I love most in my life is my husband. If someone can tell me his name in full and where he works, you will earn 50,000. Yes, come. Come on, earn.
Ajikawan. Yes. He's the ambassador of Canada.
He got it. How did you know his name? Anyway, he says my husband is called Kajik Alan. Is that boy an Alur? Oh, I should have given another tribe. Okay, but it's okay. Now he's an Alur, he knows my husband's name. That's good. I have given. How many Alurus are here? Oh, wafoyo. How many Baganda are here? Now, who can tell me how long President Museveni has been in power? This one here next to Paul. Come on here. Listen to the question.
Good afternoon, everyone.
President Museveni has been in power for 35 years. Thank you. Next one.
Good afternoon. Okay, I'm predicting that President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been in power for 38 years.
When did he come to power?
On 26th January 1986.
Okay? What has made that bottle to fall down? Oh, you guys are so intelligent. Oh my God, you're so intelligent. Now, this is senior what? Senior 5 class. Where is the dissection? Where is the dose? Dose. Dose? These students are so educated, so intelligent. I asked them what pulled the bottle down, they gave me the answer. One bull for them. One bull. One bull. He's going to take the 1 million from me and he'll buy for you the bull and you guys will do. So I'm excited.
Guys, we maintain silence, please.
I'm excited to be speaking to you, but my emphasis for today is that please, Uganda is having a crisis of leadership. Our crisis as a country is leadership. Our people, our society today vote people who are self-centered. I want to ask you to become leaders who are authentic, who are transparent, who care about other people. Leaders who are not going to be corrupt. And this is my emphasis for today's talk. I want to thank Team Anito for inviting me to speak to you. I want to ask you that as you're growing up, when you go to the university, aspire for the right goals. I became an MP at the age of 24. By the age of 26, I was a minister. I was the youngest minister in the president's government. I am only 38 years, but I am in the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. It is because of commitment. Any assignment given to you, you must take it serious. Take life serious. Do not wait until you have become a leader. You can start now. And I want to tell you, most importantly, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. If you believe in God, and our motto is very clear, it says, for God and my country. I want to tell you that you should put God first. It doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Catholic, whether you're an Anglican. First put God first, because we only serve one God. And I want to ask you really from the bottom of my heart, because I sit with people who are at higher positions. I sit every Monday I am with the president in cabinet. Even yesterday I was with him. Even tomorrow I will be with him. Okay? But everything, the reason why I like President Museveni is because he loves his country, but he doesn't have good people to work with. The ones he has are very few good people. So I want to ask that tomorrow, your tomorrow's leaders, he has run his race. He has been in power for 38 years. He is soon going to leave the power. When he leaves the power, whom is he leaving it for? Yourselves. Someone, you said, myself, what will I do when I am the president? What will I do when I am the Minister of Finance? What will I do when I am the Minister of Health? What will I do when I am the Minister for Education? When I am the MP of my area? What will I do? You search yourself. What will I do? What do I want to become? I am hearing professionals here in this room. People who say they are software engineers. If you're a software engineer, are you going to allow your country to be attacked? No. You're going to volunteer. There are volunteers like these ladies. Actually, I want to give some money to the volunteers at the Amito Foundation because they are volunteering with the right place. There's another volunteer. You must have the spirit to volunteer. I volunteered with World Vision. I volunteered, you see me here, in the most remote place in Rhino Camp. I went and volunteered because I wanted to help. During your vacation, what do you want to do? You're soon going for your senior 6 vacation. From senior 5, you're going to senior 6 and then vacation. During your vacation, are you the one who is going to be making other people's children pregnant? Are you the one going to get pregnant during vacation? Or you're that person who is going to volunteer and help to change another person's life? So I really want to ask you to choose the right things in your life. May God bless all of you. Thank you for listening to me.
Please let's give a round of applause to our Honorable Evelyn Anite. As the students' fraternity, we are so grateful to have you here, and we would like to thank you so much for the pieces of advice that you've given us and the leadership skills that you've taught us. We have learned really a lot. Isn't that right? Okay, thank you so much. We hope that when you come back again, which I know will be soon, you'll be able to tell us a lot more in the future to come. Thank you so much.